tight at the top of the table over in League One, of course, now with Portsmouth and Oxford United still in the automatic spots, but breathing down their necks are bloody Bolton Wanderers. Who's going to take advantage this coming week? We're going to take a little look. And next. Today we'll take a look at match number 18 or 19, something like that. I don't even know, of course. And we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you've been, smash your subscribe button, bang up to all things Rovers related, bloody League One related, world football related. We're going to all hit boys. Under one Rooski. That's right, of course. Oxford United on the brink of dropping out of the automatic spots, of course, with Bolton breathing down the necks. Don't even rule out bloody Peterborough. They're still in the mix, of course, in a very, very tight League One race. We'll get into it, all of it in a second, of course. Big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, of course. You know who you are. And, of course, if you're new, make sure you bang the old subscribe. A whopping 78% of you are not subscribed. So before we get into it, let's, of course, recap the results from last time around. All right then, folks, here we go, recapping the results again. It's been a little bit of skelter, of course, over the past few days, or few weeks, should I say, in the predictions, but we're here with the latest round of results. Let me just make sure I'm looking at the right ones here, because it is a little bit crazy. There are a splatter of games going on elsewhere during the international break or over the international break, so please forgive me with this one. But anyway, so Peterborough with a big 5-0 win over Cambridge, of course. That was way back November the 11th. That's right. I went with a 3-1 win myself. Bolton with a 1-0 win over Blackpool. I went with a 2-0 win, of course. Not too shabby there. Bristol Rovers 1-0 win over Carlisle. I caught that one spot on the nose. Cheltenham 1-1 draw against Wigan. I went with a draw myself. Got that one bang on the nose as well. Derby 3-0 winners over Barnsley. I went with a 2-1 win as well. Fleetwood 3-0 winners of Exeter. Look at me. Look at me. I'm rocking bloody blitzing through here. Fleetwood with a 1-0 win. We've got Oxford 3-2 winners over Leyton Orient. Got that one pretty much close to the money. Holy cow! Have I got 10 or 12? I'll tell you what. I've nearly smashed it out of the park here. Lincoln won. Port Vale won. I've got a bang on the nose as well. Northampton Town 2-0 winners over Burton. I went with a 2-1 win myself. Portsmouth 2-2 draw against Charlton. I went with a 3-1. Shrewsbury 3-2 winners over Reading. I went with a 2-1. And then Wycombe over lost to Stevenage. So I got 10. I got 10 there. That, for me, is pretty much fucking fantastic. We'll have a little look at you guys. Here we go. Now, I don't think this is this one. This is maybe the previous week. Ultra went with 7 there. Vinny Hung, Reflex Swift with a 2 and second spot there. But I think, is that it? What is going on here? What is going? Swear to bloody switch on, lad. This is it. Here we go. This is you guys trying to be like me. But no, Ultra Overreact, you didn't. You couldn't outdo me, the Prediction King. I got 10 there. I got 10. But anyway, this is the overall situation in the table. Something like that. Blue Jack Plays is in there twice because a glitch in the matrix. He is level though with Ultra Omer with 70. Russell Frost is up there in third, 66, but it could all change very, very soon. If you see the name in there twice, let me know in the comment section down below. But anyway, this is the situation as it stands. Now, I am coming at you, of course, recording this ahead of the international break, of course, with a couple, 2 or 3 games that are going to go on between now and, of course, this when this video comes to the forefront here. So this is the table, and of course, a little bit wonky as well with regards to points deductions and stuff like that. So let me have a little look at the actual table. But on the screen, it's close. 36 points at the moment. It is Portsmouth top of the table with Oxford 35 and Bolton 35 as well. That is, of course, legit. Then we have Peterborough, Stevenage, and Barnsley making up the playoffs. That is legit. Going down, though, in the real deal table is Reading. They're rock bottom with 7 points. Not 11, but 7 points. Then Cheltenham with 9. Of course, Carlisle with 14, of course, and Fleetwood are 16. So it's pretty much as you were. Of course, a little bit wonky down here. Of course, Wigan with 18 points. They're not up there. They're not up here. Of course, their form might be, that is where they are in form-wise, but realistically, they're down into 18th, of course. But anyway, enough jibber-jabber. This is the link for the Prediction League, so let's get into it. Of course, with the next games. Now, these games will be taking place on the 25th of November. So let's gear up on this one. Just double checking, making sure we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. So here we go. Looking forward to this one. I am. Let's get into it. Bolton up against Exeter. Of course, come out on the 25th of November. Played each other 4 times to 22. One got 2 wins for Bolton, 1 win for Exeter, 1 draw. Of course, biggest win for Bolton was a 2-0 win. They got 5 goals in those 4 matches, 1.25 goals a game. Up against Exeter, just 2-1 win, their biggest, their only win. Scoring 3 goals in those 4 matches, 0.75 goals a game. Without a win now in 6, or at least 6 games for Exeter. Exeter, 20th at the table and 17 points on the board, of course. Up against Bolton, of course, 6 on the bounce. They are third, 35 points on the board, and 100% form right now. They're looking A-OK. Last time around, though, at Bolton, 2-0 win it was for Bolton back in December 2022. Of course, I got no odds on here, so we're going to go with our gut. And our gut says a victory for Bolton here. We're going to go 2-0 win for the hosts, of course, making a push for the top two. I'm just seeing they are not in action in the meantime. So, yeah, good chance for them to close in and maybe even break into the top two as well. Next up, we do have Carlisle United against Charlton in the battle of the seas. That's right, coming at you over in Carlisle. Played each other 8 times in 2006. We've got 2 wins for Carlisle, 6 wins for Charlton, 0 draws, of course. Biggest win for Carlisle, 3-1 win. We've got 9 goals in those 8 games, 1.13 goals a game. Up against Charlton, biggest win for them, 4-0 win. They got 15 goals, though, in those 8 matches, 1.88 goals a game. Charlton under Appleton now 11th at the table with 22 points on the board, 50% form for them right now, 1-2, lost to and drawn to. However, unbeaten in the last 3. Up against Carlisle, they're down to 22nd in the table, 14 points on the board, 33% form for them, though, 2 wins the last 6 games heading into this. Last time around, though, in Carlisle, it was a 1-0 win for Charlton back in April 2012. Goodness gracious me. Charlton unbeaten against Carlisle over the last 3. In fact, they haven't conceded a goal against them in the last 3. And again, got no odds here, so we're riding through it on our gut. On our gut says a 2-1 win for Appleton. Of course, continuing his decent start as Charlton manager. Kicking on forward, though, we do go to Cheltenham against a high-flying Oxford. Of course, new manager now for them. Craig Shaw is actually in temporary charge as of recording. Liam Manning on his way, or now confirmed as Bristol City manager. But these two sides have played each other 27 times in 2003. We've got 8 wins for Cheltenham, 9 wins for Oxford. We've got 10 draws, of course. Biggest win for Cheltenham was a 2-0 win. They got 33 goals, though, in those 27 matches, 1.22 goals a game. Up against Oxford, their biggest win, 4-0 win. They got 38 goals in 27 matches, 1.41 goals a game. Oxford, 4 wins on the bounce right now, 75% form for them. They are still second, 35 points on the board. Up against Cheltenham, recent revival of sorts, 42% form for them right now, 2 wins of the last 6 games. They are 23rd in the table with 9 points right now. Last time around that in Cheltenham, 2-1 win it was for Oxford back in August 2022. And of course, Oxford unbeaten against Cheltenham over the last 3, picking up a couple of wins and a draw. No odds on this one once again. But of course, we are backing Oxford with Craig Shaw as manager. 2-0 win for them. On the road, next up we do have, what do we have? We have Derby County against Bristol Rovers. Of course, Derby County trying to make a push for those playoff spots. Of course, played each other 4 times in 2007. Got 3 wins for Derby, nothing for Bristol Rovers, and 1 draw. Of course, biggest win for Derby, 4-2 win. They got 8 goals, those in those 4 matches, 2 goals a game on average. Up against Bristol Rovers, who haven't picked up a win against Derby in recent times. When I say recent times, I'm stretching all the way back to 2007. They've scored just 3 goals in those 4 matches, 0.75 goals a game. They are unbeaten, though, are Bristol Rovers right now, 83% form for them. Of course, winning 4 out of 5, 10th for the table, and 23 points on the board. Up against Derby, who are in 7th, 58% form for them right now, just 1 defeat past 5. Looking forward to this one. Last time around, though, over at Pride Park, it was that 4-2 win for Derby back in October 2022. No odds once again. We're going to go with a 3-1 win for Derby, even though Bristol Rovers have been on a good bit of form lately. Kicking on forward, we do go to Fleetwood Town, another team on a good bit of form up against Stevenage. That's right, both sides in identical form. Of course, we'll talk about that shortly. In fact, they haven't played each other, these two sides, heading into this in recent times. Of course, Fleetwood unbeaten now in the last 6 games, 83% form for them right now, winning 3 on the bounce, 21st in the table, and 16 points on the board. Up against Stevenage, 4 wins on the bounce, 5th in the table, and 29 points on the board right now, 83% form for them heading into the Stevenage on the back of that 5-2 win over Crystal Palace in the youth team in the old Football League trophy. Meanwhile, of course, Fleetwood was still rocking for that 3-0 win over Exeter on a Remembrance weekend. Of course, no odds again on this one. Tight one, could go either ways. That's what I've gone with a draw. Point apiece, which will continue their unbeaten run into the next weekend. There you go, kicking off forward. We take a look at Leyton Orient up against Wigan, coming at you as Brisbane Road. Now, these two sides play each other never as well. 42% form, though, for Leyton Orient heading into this. Just 1 win in 6 for them, 13th for the table, and 20 points on the board. Up against Wigan, 18th for the table right now. Of course, 18 points on the board, just 1 defeat the past 6. They're looking good. Form-wise, 75% form for them right now heading into this. Orient on the back of a 3-2 loss against Oxford at Brisbane Road most recently. It's actually been to be their 3rd home match in a row. And, of course, 2 defeats in a row at the moment, so not great for them. In fact, scrap that. It's actually their 4th. This will be their 4th home match in a row. Goodness gracious me. Up against Wigan, though, who did squeak past Tram in the Football League trophy on the 14th of November most recently. Again, got no odds right here, right now. We're backing a 2-1 win for Wigan. Of course, the situation in the table looks grim, but they are, of course, doing A-OK form-wise, so this should be all right long-term heading into this. Next up, we have Lincoln City up against Barnsley, of course. I think Lincoln City also new manager. Michael Scabula, of course, coming in there, taking over the reins. Up against Barnsley, of course. Played each other 4 times, these two sides, since 2009. We've got 2 wins for Lincoln, 1 for Barnsley, 1 draw, of course. Biggest win for Lincoln, 3-0 win. They got 4 goals, though, in those 4 games. You can do the math on that one. Meanwhile, Barnsley, just the 1-0 win for them. In fact, they only scored just the 1 goal against Lincoln over the course of those 4 games. 0.25 goals a game on average. Barnsley, 58% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat past 6. They are 6th. They're at 27 points on the board. Up against Lincoln, back-to-back games now, unbeaten, 50% form for them right now, up to 9th with 23 points on the board at the moment. Last round over at Lincoln, it was a 0-0 draw back in April 2023. Lincoln with of course, a draw against Port Vale most recently. Of course, Barnsley with a 3-0 win over Horsham in the FA Cup replay. Oh, wow, after a 6-goal through in the first leg. No odds right here, right now. We're going to go back to Barnsley, 2-0 win for them to continue their push for playoffs. Meanwhile, Northampton Town up against Cambridge, of course. 2 sides struggling, I would say. Heading into this one, played each other according to my eyes 22 times since 2005. We've got 6 wins for Northampton. We've got 10 wins for Cambridge, 6 draws, of course. Biggest win for Northampton Town, 2-0 win, 32 goals scored in those 22 matches, 1.45 goals a game. Up against Cambridge, biggest win for them, 2-0 win also, 38 goals scored in 22 matches, 1.73 goals a game. Cambridge on a bit of an uptick right now, just 1 defeated past 6, 67% form for them right now, 15 for the table and 20 points on the board. Up against Northampton Town, 19 for the table and 17 points on the board. Of course, 25% form for them heading into this as well. Last time around, over at the Sixfields in the league. You got to go back to October 2019. 2-0 win it was for Northampton Town. Goodness gracious me. No odds for this one. Going to go with a 1-0 win for Northampton Town. Surprise, surprise. Up against an in-form Cambridge United. Of course, Peterborough up against Burton. Of course, come at you over in Peterborough. Now, these 2 sides, again, played each other a bunch of times. According to my eyes, they've played each other around about 14 times. 2005, we've got 6 wins for Posh, 4 wins for Burton, 4 draws, of course. Biggest win for Burton was a 2-1 win. The biggest win for Peterborough, 5-2 win. In fact, Peterborough got 28 goals scored in 14 matches, 2 goals a game on average. Up against Burton, of course, 21 goals scored in 14 matches, 1.50 goals a game on average. Burton, though, without a win in 6 now, 70% form for them. They are down to 13th with 20 points on the board. Up against Peterborough, who up to 4th, 75% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat, about 6 heading into this. Last time around, over at Peterborough was a 1-1 draw back in October 2022. Of course, no odds for this one. Peterborough on the back of a 5-4 penalty win over Salford in the FA Cup to go through. That was, of course, was that a replay? It was a replay. Meanwhile, Burton with a 2-0 loss against Port Vale. Back-to-back games now without a goal for them. And I think they'll struggle here. 3-0 loss. Peterborough taking the win. And, of course, Burton failing to find the back of the net. Next up, we do have Portsmouth up against Blackpool coming at you as well over at Fratton Park. Now, these 2 sides, again, played each other according to my eyes. 12 times to 2004. We've got 5 wins apiece and 2 draws as well. Peterborough, Portsmouth. Portsmouth with a big 2-0 win. Their biggest 13 goals scored in 12 matches, 1.08 goals a game. Up against Blackpool, their biggest win, 2-0 win. They got 14 goals in 12 matches, 1.17 goals a game. Blackpool, though, 58% form for them right now, won 3 out of the last 6. They're up to 8th, 24 points on the board. Up against Posh, they are top, 67% form for them right now. Just 1 win in 3, though, if you look at it a different way. They are top of the table with 36 points on the board right now. Last time around, over at Fratton Park, it was 1 win for Blackpool, who were unbeaten against Portsmouth over the last 4, picking up 3 wins and a draw as well. Tight one here, I would imagine. Blackpool, though, on the back of a 2-1 win over Morecambe in the Football League Trophy. Portsmouth still rocking on that 2-2 draw against Charlton. They might even be in action. They are not in action. When is that FA Cup? Oh, that was a draw. That was a draw. Scrap that. 2-1 win for Pompey, though, taking it to the bank. 3 points, and of course, keeping themselves in tip-top shape. Shrewsbury, they're up against Port Vale, of course, come at you over at Gay Meadow. Now, these 2 sides, again, play each other, according to my eyes. Played each other 23 times, 2002. Got 7 wins for Shrewsbury, 10 for Port Vale, 6 draws, of course. Biggest win for the Shrews, 4-2 win. Sell up. Of course, 30 goals scored in 23 matches and 1.30 goals a game. Up against Port Vale, 4-0 win, scoring 23 goals in 37 matches, 1.61 goals a game. Port Vale, though, 50% form for them, heading into this 1-2 loss to and drawn to over the last 6. They are 17th with 19 points on the board. Up against Shrewsbury, 3 wins the last 4, 50% form for them right now, 60 for the table and 20 points on the board. Last time around, though, over at Shrewsbury, it was a 3-2 win for Shrewsbury back in February 2023. No odds. Once again, we're going to go with our guts as a 1-0 win for the Shrews. Of course, making it 3 wins on the bounce. And then, of course, we're wrapping up with the last one is of course, Wycombe Wanderers up against Reading, of course, coming at you at Adams Park. Now, these 2 sides, maybe a bit of a derby, a bit of a local affair. But anyway, played each other 4 times in 2014. We got 1 for Wycombe, 3 for Reading, 0 draws, of course. Biggest win for Wycombe was a 1-0 win. They got 4 goals in those 4 games. You can do the math on that one. Meanwhile, Reading with a big 5-3 win, their biggest, of course, scoring 8 goals in those 4 games. Of course, that's 2 goals a game on average. 42% form, though, for Reading right now. Just 1 defeat past 4 up against Wycombe. 42% form for them right now, just 1 in 6. Of course, Reading are in 24th with 7 points on the board, up against Wycombe, who are 12th with 22 points right now. Last time around, over at Wycombe, it was a 1-0 win for Wycombe back in February 2021. That was in the Championship. Reading with a big 5-2 win over Arsenal in the Football League Trophy. That's, of course, the Arsenal Academy. Meanwhile, Wycombe with a 1-0 loss against Stevenage. No odds on this one. Got to go with my gut. Reading are shit at the moment in the league. 2-1 win for Wycombe, who are trying to make themselves contenders for the playoffs. They need to get a win, and that, my friends, will complete the pack, and that will be that with my picks, of course. And if I'm right, this table will look like, it will look like something like this. Anyway, we do know there's a couple of games going on during the international week. We also know there's games going on in the middle of the week as well. So games such as Leyton Orient against Lincoln, that's on Tuesday, 21st of November. And the games that I know of during the international break are Stevenage, Lincoln. So Lincoln are going to be busy. And I believe Blackpool, Shrewsbury are the only 2. So those 3 matches will take place between now, when this video comes, actually not coming now, this video will be out later. Anyway, but forget about it. I'll see you all, of course, when we return, which will be very, very soon. Of course, make sure you subscribe, thumbs up, hit the little bell. Of course, catch you later when we come back. Until then, guys, I'll see you soon for the next one.